Hey Zaire, thanks for taking time to talk with us
Problem.
today. Talk about what preparation was like for this Kent State offense that plays at such a high tempo.
So yeah, like you said, they play at high tempo. So we had a lot of we had two offenses running back to back. So we had to get set real quick. So we prepared for that. And just the edge the guys practiced with coming off that loss last week. So we tried to flush it, turn the page, and come out swinging. I think we did that this week.
That's a really talented quarterback they have there,
hmm
returning first-team All-MAC player. What was the mindset for the defense to kind of throw him off his game tonight?
For sure. Yeah, he's a very talented quarterback. But our goal every week is just to get home, keep contained, don't let them get out of the pocket, and everybody just blitz with aggression and be the aggressor.
You guys made some big plays, turnover today. I guess how'd you feel, in the second half when you guys really started to pull away there?
hmm That's just one thing we're not happy with. We got to finish better in the fourth quarter. We know that. It just leaves a bad taste in our mouth, and we'll get it fixed for next week. We will get it fixed for next week.
Um, when you see the offense, scoring drive after drive like that, does it do anything to kind of motivate you guys as a
Oh
defense?
yeah, absolutely. That gets us hyped up and ready to take the field. That's the goal that they always have when they take the field, and they succeeded in doing it. So they did it. So it's our turn. Get back out there, get a stop, give them back the ball, just like a ball and chain. Just keep it going.
Linebacking unit played a really solid game tonight between you and Corvin, Ryan, and AJ too.
hmm
Just talk about, I guess, how you thought the linebackers played, and um, just how important did you think it was going to be for you guys to have a solid game
hmm
against a quarterback like Dustin?
Yeah, I mean, we work together a lot throughout the week when we have problems and issues and questions. We just talk it out, talk with Coach, get with Coach Espo, and figure it out as a unit. So I feel like we were very close. So just wanting to put our best performance out there on the field is our main goal. So I'm glad that we did that tonight, and yeah.
Another tough game coming up next week against Toledo. How much momentum does a performance like this give you guys going into the Glass Bowl?
Uh, a lot, but every game's a championship game. That's what our coach says, and we just got prepared for that. And we know this is going to be a very talented team, and we have a hard schedule. And we know that, and we're ready to rock and roll.
Hey, Sean, thanks for taking time to talk with us today. Take me through that 64-yard touchdown run that you had. It seemed like you got shot out of a cannon, untouched, and that was a big play at that point in the game.
Yeah, so with that play, we got a good push with the line, you know what I'm saying? They got to their secondary, you know what I'm saying, blocks and stuff, working to the linebackers, and I saw open gap. I was like, I ain't missing this one. And I took it, ran at full speed, ran as fast as I could. Can't do it without the line, though. It's a team effort.
Yeah, they seem to really perform well today. Last week maybe a little bit of a rough outing with the sacks that they gave up, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, talk about the holes that they were opening, and just did you kind of expect a big ground performance against that Kent State team?
Yeah, that was our game plan going into today. We was just going to run the ball down their throat and just make them stop us. And then once you try to stop the run, now you open up Sky Moore and Jalen Hall for easy touchdown passes, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So, yeah, that was our game plan today.
All right, and to come through like you guys did, to execute that game plan, score that many points. How good does it feel to bounce back from a loss
It
with that
feels
performance?
great. It feels great. It's a good confidence booster for the team because a lot of the game is just mental because everybody is physical and part of the game. But that's what separates the good from the great is your mental. And that's what we did today. We had a good mental state, and we just kept going, kept swinging no matter how fast they were scoring. We would come right back and do the same thing.
Jackson Kincaid had a pretty nice game. Ladarius Jefferson also. Um, what's it like to be a part of this kind of three-headed running back group?
It's good because it takes like hits off of like everybody, so like everybody's still fresh. So when we're just rotating in and out the game, like you're getting a fresh back and you're getting a different back every time. So it's real lethal. We got a nice lethal backfield, and people got to watch out.
Do you guys have a nickname for the group?
We actually haven't, but now that you mentioned it, you know what I'm saying, we'll get that in the works. Yeah.
Caleb Ellaby had that 25-yard touchdown run at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of surprised at how quickly he glided through that defense. Did you know that he has that kind of speed?
Actually, Kay's been putting a lot of work in on the offseason. I just see him just transforming his body, you know what I'm saying? He's a way different quarterback from what he was last year, a lot more mature, and he's just been elevating every part of his game, and that's just one of the parts of the game he's elevated in.
What was it like to see him, on a great rushing performance to see him kind of cap it with that long touchdown run.
That was just the icing on the cake, you know what I'm saying? That's that confidence, that mental that everybody have that, you know what I'm saying, K, you know what I'm saying? He's a good quarterback, but he don't really run the ball that much. But when you have that mental, you can do everything. Everybody got your back, everybody behind you. You feel like you can do everything. So, yeah.
How much confidence does this team have now going into a tough Toledo squad next week?
We got all the confidence in the world, you know what I'm saying? We're going to take them serious. They're a good opponent, but we're better, so.
Thanks for taking time to talk with us, Tim. Impressive win, most points against a MAC team since 2011 for Western.
There you go.
I guess not counting the 7 overtime game from 2017.
That doesn't count.
Talk about how the team executed the game plan. That's a really tough offense to play against, and your defense, seemed ready.
Yeah, it was. It took us a while. I'll be honest, it took us a while to find the right game plan. I mean, we game planned on Sunday, and it didn't feel good, to be honest with you. And then about 1:45 in the morning, Monday morning, we found a game that was right, and it was the one we needed to watch, and it was what we needed to do, and it put us in the right situations, and we were lucky to get Bartol back, so we were able to run some 12 personnel, which gave us the boxes we wanted, gave us the coverages we wanted, and it's a big moment. That ended about 3:30 in the morning. And then we kind of had a plan and a vision, and then we had to sell it to the guys. I mean, stretch is a big play of ours. It's our second play. It's my favorite play. We're more of an inside zone team. We're about normally 80-20 inside zone over outside zone. Today was probably the opposite, So we worked on it a lot this week and talked about the different fronts and what they were going to do. And it was very similar to what I did at Elmhurst College, to be honest with you. So it was very comfortable as far as the plays, the play actions, the answers to when they changed some things on us, and we made adjustments at halftime when they did a couple really smart things at the end of the second quarter that slowed us down. I made 2 really bad calls in the red zone, but yeah. So it was. I was proud of the guys. They responded, to a little different look offense, than our normal stuff, and they went out there and executed.
The offensive line seemed to have a really strong bounce-back performance compared to last week. The left side, probably on those stretch plays, really seemed to cave in Kent State's front seven. Just talk about the way that the line played and, what had to be an important game for them.
I spent a lot of time with him this week, into this front, just because I feel like I know it really well. You don't see Bear much anymore, used to. Bear 10 sting, that's what everyone used to run. That's what Rick Beauregard probably ran back in the day. Bear. And so I just felt like we had a couple nuances that we could tell our offensive line on when and how to puncture in Bear, and it's something we've done, and you don't see it much. And they did a great job on Sean's run. I mean, we had a 4-down call, and they came out in Bear, and I switched to the Bear stretch play, and man, they concaved that 3 technique and gave him an alley, and he's fast. I can't wait to see his GPS unit. I mean, I don't know what he hit, but he was flying, So he did a really good job. So I was proud of those guys because there's little nuances, the 4-down and 3-down stretch. You don't just turn and run sideways, And we watched a lot of teams have a lot of success with stretch, even just turning and running. And then we kind of showed them, hey, if we were to puncture here and be aggressive here, how much bigger would that run lane be? And so it was very helpful. They understood it, and they went out and executed. Most importantly.
Red zone issues kind of popped up, didn't ultimately prove to be.
By me.
Could you just talk about settling for 3 field goals there in the first half?
Yeah, I only remember one in particular because I made a horrible call. I really called the play that I thought Caleb was going to pull it. I never thought if he gives it, we're running sideways on the 1-yard line. That was a bad call by me, 100%. I wish he would have pulled it because I thought he should have. It was a great call, and he knows in this call. The DN's going to bend, pull it, and walk in the end zone. He did it in the fourth quarter, same play. And so I ended up running sideways on the 1-yard line on 3rd down, and we ended up getting so far away from the goal line that the book told us to kick, And that was the one that really, really bugged me because it was a bad call. I should have just ran inside zone or thrown it, because we were having some success throwing it, and because we knew the coverages that we were getting. So, but yeah, other than that, I mean, I think we scored on. I think we punted. I don't know how many times we punted. Once, twice. We're coming away with points. Nick did a great job, and we're going to continue to try to get better down there. We got to get 7. I think we're 5 of 5, but We want 7, not 3. And that can creep up and beat you. If you let it happen. So I thought we got better in the second half of taking care of that, and we were more aggressive when we hit the 40, 30. To try to get. We had space then and try to score from there, because it is tough when you get inside the 5.
When you're playing a team that can put up points without taking very much time off the clock like that, how big was it for you guys to go 5 for 5 to open the second half with 5 touchdowns?
We were 5 for 5 with 5 touchdowns
To start the
first 5 drives.
First
second
5
half.
drives. Yeah,
That's good. It was huge. The turnover was huge, I thought. We got. I think we stopped them and scored, and then turnover and scored. And I think that was or maybe it was turnover, score, and stop and score. But those are big. We just tried to keep as an offensive unit. We just kept talking about they can score a ton of points and they can score them fast, and we need to keep the pressure on and keep being aggressive. And we were aggressive play calling all the way to the end. And we got them because our offensive line and running backs and tight ends did what they did. It allowed our receivers to have some great coverage. Some great opportunities to win, and they won in coverage. But and then we took our opportunities to take shots down the field. We didn't come down with all of them, but we got some pass interferences, and we just kept throwing it, and it opened up some underneath stuff for us. And I thought Caleb was really in tune to what we were doing, and so were the receivers. And we made some adjustments. We made up some plays as we went. Some things we saw out there that we made adjustments, and there's a lot of good communication. I'm sure there was on defense too, because that's a tough unit to stop right there, and I thought they did a good job.
Yeah, could you talk about Corvin Moment? He seemed to be all over the field, 3 tackles for loss. I think he forced the fumble there too.
Yep.
He really seems to be a player who's coming into his own, or just taking it to another level this year.
He really has. He's more explosive. He's a 250-pound kid. And really smart. And this is a tough offense to go against, and he is right in the heart of the whole thing, and everything they run is in the A-gap. They do some really cool stuff at counter and power that hits right in the A-gap, right down the middle of the field, and you need to stay home. It's hard. Our quarterback got out a couple times because your outside linebackers are playing the sideline screens and have to play in the box at the same time, which is very difficult. But you have to be stout in the middle, and so we needed him to at least close off that A-gap. And make them and force it out to the B and C, and gives us chances for our outside linebackers who made some plays today. I saw Selig make some plays, and Zaire looked to be all over the place. But it all started because they wanted in the A gap. They wanted it right behind the center, and the D line and Corvin took care of that, which really gave them a good chance to get some stops.
It looked like Bryson was out there dressed. They actually mentioned in the press box that he'd be starting today. I didn't see him get
That
too
would've
many
been great.
snaps. Yeah. Can you give us an update on where he's at?
Just waiting. I mean, it's literally day to day. Every single day he wakes up and gets tested, and everything's good. I mean, he's moving good. You just have to, as a defensive player, really as any player, but to tackle somebody, you need to have a certain amount of strength in your shoulder. And we do the strength test, and he's close, so close. And we thought he was going to be back for the beginning of MAC play. So it's coming. And we're always traveling him, and he's practicing because he doesn't have to touch anybody in practice. He can wear red, and but Myrtle's been doing a good job, in his replacement. But I asked him today, do you want to go put your sweats on? Because we knew this morning he wasn't. He tested this morning, but he wanted to warm up, and I told him he could go put his sweats on. He wanted to keep his uniform on. I'm like, you can't go in the game, and he was good with that. So he's close, and we can't wait to get him back.
Caleb Ellaby, outstanding game throwing the ball.
Yeah,
also showed off the wheels on that 25-yard touchdown run. I guess when you're up by that many points, what's the thought process of calling something where he's pulling the ball down? Could you just talk about
it? It was an RPO, and believe it or not, the receiver, the corner literally grabbed our receiver by the back of the neck and pulled him down. And I didn't see it. I was shocked. We got the look. It was 3rd and 8. And we needed to get the first down, and so we didn't want to drop back. We were just going to run a little RPO, try to get 8 yards, and then get back to running it, And, we got the look. Safety came down one-on-one on the post, and the guy just kind of tackled him on the route. We didn't get a flag on that, but his reaction when that happens should be just run north and get back to the line, gain something, try to get in field goal range. We're right on the edge of field goal range. So I told him, if it's not there, get back to the line of scrimmage. Don't do this sideways stuff. I need you north. And he did. He went north, and he just kept going and going and going. And I think he enjoyed that play, But how long was that play? 25 yards. Probably felt like 50 for him. Yeah, was it? So, but we really were just talking about field goal range. It was like, hey, we can kick a field goal here if you can gain a yard or two. We can get the first down on this play. We got the look. Didn't work out. It was a great reaction by him to go and do what he did. And I was shocked he went to the house. I was happy for him. I thought he played a great game.
Yeah, Sean Tyler mentioned that Caleb's kind of been trying to transform his body to
Ooh, a
maybe
ton.
add that threat. Yeah, what have you seen from him in the way that he's maybe tried to make his legs more of a factor?
Yeah, I mean, he's totally changed his body since he's been here. I mean, he came in way out of shape, kind of disproportioned from upper body to midsection, and he's totally changed his body. He's been working hard at it. He's never going to be a fast player. He's quick, super quick, great feet, but he's not fast, But he's maximizing his speed. I don't know what his 40 time is. It's still not great, But he keeps getting faster. Every time he runs a 40, he's faster because he's working at it, and we don't want him to run a ton, but in that scenario, he was really just trying to get us 3, 4, 5 yards, and it would have been a way better field goal, and he ended up popping one, so that was excited for him.
Tough place to play next week in the Glass Bowl. How much momentum do you take from this, and how much do you kind of need to put it out of your mind and just focus on Toledo?
Yeah, we just got to put a plan together, I think these guys, we had our best week of practice. Statistically, we have the GPS units on them. We had our fastest Tuesday we've had thus far, our fastest Wednesday, team speed. And even I shortened practice a little bit. We're getting to that point now where we just got to keep them healthy, get them mentally right. We shorten practice, but add to the walkthroughs so we get more walkthrough reps and not as much fast reps. And a lot of teams, when you do that, end up jogging around. They think it's a jog through, but our guys went this week, and I think they saw that what that did for them out there. So hopefully they get back to work, and I know they're excited. They deserve it. They responded well to an ugly outing last week, and now we got to get back to work to play in one of the hardest places to play in this league, and against a extremely athletic football team. We watched them on crossover film. I think their defense is dynamic and can run, and offensively they can always score points. So it'll be a huge challenge. Every game will be, and we got to keep coming up and communicating and running to the ball the way we did today, and we'll hopefully continue to put ourselves in good spots.